Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday's stream. Hold on. I'm gonna try something really quick. I've been noticing, in like going back and watching some of the YouTube channel, like some of the VODs and everything, that that my mic, even though, so like I've got the gain like turned all the way up and the volume on it up on OBS, I can still push it a little higher. So I'm gonna try 150 for today's stream and just kind of see how that goes. Hi, hello. I had a haircut over the weekend, and I'm still not really sure how I feel about it. I felt great about it when I was in the chair, and then as soon as I left, I was like... Actually, as soon as I paid, I was like... there's a couple things I wish I would have done. I wish I would have gotten these sides. I wish I would have gotten it like all the way up to there. Anyways. Yeah, hi, hello. I know what I want to go over today on stream, vaguely. But I just don't know how I want to do it, how exactly I want to phrase it. I always have this problem where, like, with things I want to say, with tasks I need to complete, with things I want to do, I always have such a hard time starting things. Once I get into them, especially if it's something that I like get in the groove in, it's hard to stop. Like once I get going, I'm usually pretty good, but I just have a very hard time starting things. Which of course has been a problem on this stream. Yeah, so I do apologize for canceling on Friday, especially with such short notice. Dubs, hello. I see you. I almost did it today. Most of today has been kind of meh mentally. And ever since I got home, like all day today, I've been thinking about stream. And not that it's been... I wasn't dreading doing it. Like on those days, I will like absolutely be like, no, I'm not streaming. Like I'll just put that out there and you know, tell you guys and everything like, hey, just not doing it today. Or even if it's like that, even if it's not like a dread thing, even if it's like a malaise, like if I'm not feeling the drive to stream, then I won't, because I'm just going to be forcing myself, and that's not entertaining, and no one wants to see that, and I don't want to do it, so I don't do it. Today would have been one of those days, except for the fact that that was a day on Friday, so I didn't want to do it again after the weekend, and then not have content for today, and then no video again for tomorrow. Basically not have content again until Wednesday. But that is also a thing I need to talk about. First time chatter. Life of Muir. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. I need to... I wanted to talk about stream with you guys. Mostly because, you know, I sure, I do this for me to have fun, but I also do it for you guys, for the very few of you who are out there that are fans and dedicated and enjoy the content. But also for me, because I think I need to vocalize the thoughts that I have and maybe receive some feedback if that's a thing that will happen. There's things about myself. Daznak, hello. Welcome in. This is gonna be the this is gonna be the fucking day where like a bunch of new people show up and like this is not the day to do it. I don't have content today. I'm just kind of talking today and kind of about stream, and it's a very meta discussion today. I don't really have content or games or anything going on today. Anyways, I am someone who has dealt with a lot of issues in my life regarding mental health and things of that nature. A lot of things that, as I'm getting older and talking to more people and seeing more things, that there's probably at least one or two things that I have that are undiagnosed, which is why I don't like say that I have them, because a medical professional has not told me so. And I don't want to self-diagnose, especially because I don't want that to be a I don't want that to negatively impact anyone who may have these issues and has either been dealing with them for a while or, you know, I don't want to self-diagnose and then step on the toes of people who, like, actually have what I think I may have just because of, like, shit I've seen on YouTube and TikTok, you know? And granted, it isn't just that. I've talked to people who are diagnosed with things that I assume I have. And, you know, most of them have pretty much been on my side and been like, yeah, you, like, probably, like, 99% sure that you're dealing with this shit, too. And it's like, well, okay. But the problem is, I live in America, and with our healthcare system the way it is, I have also seen a lot of people who are diagnosed who have said that getting the diagnosis actually made some things worse where they thought it was going to help. And even in other cases where they were like, you know, sorry, hold on, I'll be right back. I'm getting a phone call. Hey, speaking of mental health, depression's a fucking bitch. Yeah, so it's just throwing everything out there, right? Like I've been kind of like tiptoeing around like this and that. I am fairly certain that I very likely have ADHD or some form of it, and potentially likely fall somewhere on the autism spectrum. Those were never things that I have ever seen a professional for. Mostly because growing up, those were not things. My parents were not the type of people to buy into those sorts of things. Even nowadays, when I kind of bring it up, they, say the usual boomer comments about it. I am diagnosed with depression and anxiety. So those are already a thing too. But just like, especially over the last 4 or so years, I've been seeing a lot more just things from people with like ADHD and things like that. And again, I don't like self-diagnosing. A lot of medical professionals have been saying they don't like how many things online are constantly kind of pointing towards those things, and a lot of people going ahead and saying that, same thing as like years ago, and like even still when like the whole thing was like, oh, I like things to be very particular. I'm so OCD, and that's very harmful to the people who actually have like an obsessive compulsive disorder, where it's like, wow, Karen, your towels have to be stacked in a particular way. I have to wash my hands until they bleed, or else I think the germ demons are going to kill me, and I have to flip this light switch on and off 30 times, or else the world will end. Like, and again, not to say there aren't degrees to shit, but like people will use like diseases, like mental illnesses as their excuses for like being particular or being an asshole. Like there's, I think we've all probably like in the last few years probably seen people using like autism, whether like actually diagnosed or not, as like their reason for being an asshole about things. And it's like, even if you do have it, like it's almost worse, because like, okay, so you know it and you're actively not doing anything to like whatever. I'm not here to like debate all that shit. I'm just here to say that, like, hey, what am I here to say? I guess I wanted to set this up because, like, what I think I'm trying to say is, right now I think I'm kind of going through another, I don't know, I guess, episode. It's kind of creeping up again. Not even so much like the depression or anxiety, but just like the last few days, none of my normal like interests or like time wasting hobbies have been grabbing my interest. And that's been affecting stream. I know you guys see it. Again, like I bring this up all the time. I don't know how many games we've played on this channel now, and we haven't ever finished any of them. Again, there's been like one or two, but they were short, and one of them that we finished back in October. The coffin of Andy and Lele. Or Lily, however, that game, you guys know which one I'm talking about. Like, that one I did finish, but was also only because like it's an unfinished game, so I can't necessarily say we finished it. We completed everything that is out so far. You finished Pineapple on Pizza. You know what, Dubs? You right. We did finish Pineapple on Pizza. We can tick that off the list, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, you, like, especially you, Dubs, like, you've been around long enough. You know, I do like 2, maybe 3 episodes of a game, maybe, and then I'll even end it saying that, like, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I can't wait to play more, which is never a lie. I do want to, like, I also want to make it clear, I'm never lying to you guys if I say that, like, I'm having fun with something, or that I can't wait to play it again, or I can't wait to come back to it on stream. Like, I'm not lying about that. In those moments, like, I'm telling the truth. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. Like, so obviously the most recent example would be Halo. I believe I started that a week ago. Last Monday was like the first episode of it. And, you know, I talked for the first part of stream, and then we got into it. So I like to say that I try to stream for 2 hours. Like, for me, it's from 4 to 6. I try to make it to at least 6 every day. So the first episode of Halo was less than a 2-hour stream. Last Wednesday's stream was barely over an hour, which means I probably only played a couple minutes of Halo. When did I start it? I started it almost 45 minutes into an hour and 15-minute stream. So I only played Halo for half an hour. First episode was a little longer, so I probably played for like maybe an hour. I don't know what it is. I have very few games have been able to capture my attention and keep it for what it seems like most people would consider like a normal game session. I have, and again, this is like always, I have always been someone who, like, I cannot play games for hours at a time. Like, an average session for me, like a good average session for me for like playing a game is like maybe an hour. And that'll be on games that I'm having fun. Yesterday morning, I was playing a game. It was a new game to me, and I'd been interested in playing it, so I finally just downloaded it, and I started playing it, and I was having fun. And then after 45 minutes or an hour, like, as soon as I finished like the second stage of it, my brain just clicks, and then it's like, we're done. If we play any more of this, if we do this for any longer, it's akin to torture. And again, like, I'm almost not being hyperbolic with that. I'm almost not exaggerating. For me, forcing myself to do something like that is like, well, I mean, that's just it. Like, it's I'm like literally forcing myself to do it. And I hate it. Like, I hate that I'm like this, because it means nothing ever gets done. And like, again, if it's just my own time, that's like its own frustration. But then thinking about it, like, for stream, it's even worse because, okay, it's like now there's an audience. Now people are watching. Now people have expectations, and now people are wanting something. Like if you were enjoying watching me play Halo for the first time, I'm sorry, because I don't know if we'll get back to it. I don't know. I wish I could tell you. But like thinking about having to do this, like to sit down and stream and play Halo for 2 hours is that has zero interest to me. And I hate it because it was super interesting a week ago. The only game, like, so the most recent game I could think of that has grabbed my attention has been Baldur's Gate 3. Most of the time, a game session for that will hold me for like a couple hours, and I'll play like a 3 to 4. I'll play it for like 3 to 4 hours at a time. And it's very rare that I'll play a game for this long either. Like I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 pretty much like pretty steadily since just before it had its like full release. I was playing it for like maybe a day or two while it was still technically like in early access, before it had like the full release back in whenever that was, August or September. And I've been playing it, you know, in my free time ever since. You know, again, not every single day, but for me, it's, you know, again, like just on like my PC version, I think I'm like over 200 hours. On the PlayStation, probably about the same at this point. And like there's only one other game that I have that's even close to like 500 hours of playtime, and that's Team Fortress 2. And even that, those 500 hours were over the course of like 5 years. You know, so like I see these people who have thousands of hours on a game, or even like thousands of hours on multiple games, and I do not understand. I will never reach that. My friend, so like, a lot of people in my friends group are into Final Fantasy 14. And again, I was too for a while. That became like a focus of mine for a while. And, but I burnt myself out on that. But Mana still, like, that's still their thing. I got them into 14 years ago, and they've been playing it ever since. I don't know what their hours are at, but I know my one friend is at is like just under 3,000 hours on that game. And like I don't know, that's just not me, which is also fine. Like I also understand that there is a level that's just like, wow, yeah, that is just a ridiculous amount of time to spend on like one specific game or whatever, like MMO or not. Here's what I'm trying to say. I'm not quitting streaming. I don't want to do that. I've invested too much money, but also just time and effort and all that sort of stuff to just like give up. And so like I'm not like, I also want to make this very clear that like this is not my stream to end stream like announcement sort of thing. You know, again, the title of this is what's next. Like this is not me saying that I'm quitting, that I'm done, but this is me coming on today to say that I have to change the expectations of stream, I guess both for you guys, like for the audience, but also myself, I guess, to put it out there. And I need to make stream possible for me, but also I want to get something out there so that you guys can have a correct expectation of what stream is going to be. So there aren't disappointments down the line or anything. I have to shape the way that I create my content and put it out there and stream for myself to make this sustainable and something that I want to do. But also in a manner that is still entertaining and not frustrating to an audience. Because audiences like trying to think of the word stability. So I'm here to figure that out. Yeah. Monosol. And I'm not quite sure yet what that means. Because I know I think we've like I may have done this before. And already said like how things were going to be, and then just again, surprise, surprise, not done it that way, or at least kept it that way for very long. But hey, I'll be right back. Okay. So what does all this mean? What is next for this stream? How is 2024 going to be? Oh my god, ow. I don't think the schedule's going to be changing at all. I'm still fine doing 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at the same time. May be a little earlier. I may bump the stream up by like an hour and do 3 o'clock standard time. So again, like an hour earlier than whenever I normally go live for your time zone. Only because I think one of my problems is so the reason I go live when I do is because it's a couple hours after when I get home from work. Because I wanted to do that so that I wasn't just like getting off work, immediately coming home, and then immediately streaming for a couple hours. Like, I wanted to give myself some time to, you know, come home, decompress for work, get in the mood for stream, get stuff set up for stream if I need to, and then go live, you know, like in a few hours. The problem is, I think I've given myself too much time in between, because there's a lot of instances where I feel like I have too much time, which either means I am sitting there waiting for stream to start, and I know it's still going to be a couple hours, so like I decompress enough and like start doing other things, but then by the time stream rolls around, I'm too enraptured in whatever I'm doing that I'm like, oh well, I want to keep doing this. I don't want to interrupt this to like go do stream. I don't want to do that right now. And also sometimes it's just kind of relaxation of like, I have to have like a little bit of energy to come on stream. And there's been times where like most of the time I'll like take a nap in between work and stream. And by the time I wake up from that nap, whether it's like 5 minutes, 15 minutes or longer, when I wake up, it's all gone. Like the energy from like being active during the day that I carry into stream is just done. And I'll wake up and be like, yeah, I just want to go back to sleep. Or just, I would rather like watch this movie or watch this YouTube video instead. I'm too tired to stream. Both like in a physical and mental thing. So, I may be changing the time I go live. If I do, it'll be next week. Just to see if that helps with anything. I may go live at 3 instead of 4, so again, an hour earlier than what I've been doing. Doesn't she look happy? So that's one change I'm thinking about doing just to see if it helps. Beyond that, I think it's just... I think I just need to put the message out there to everybody, to the audience, that I'm going to stop... Honestly, like, I'm going to stop promising specific things for stream unless it's a non-game related event. Like if because there's a lot of ideas that I have for streams too. I just require other resources or need like a larger audience to do it for like participation. Because like there's like game shows I want to do and shit like that. But those will be, you know, down the line. And if I like announce something like that for like a specific day or whatever, then yeah, for sure, like expect that to happen. But like honestly, like I just feel like I'm gonna be even looser with stream content. Like it's because planning hasn't been working, and again, it just has ended up with a lot more broken promises than anything. So I would just say come to stream every day with no expectations, and we just see what happens. If it ends up being a 20-minute stream and then that's just it, then that's going to be it. If I end up getting hooked on whatever I'm playing that day, then, you know, cool. Maybe we'll come back to it the next stream. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Again, this isn't necessarily a change because that's just how streams been anyways. But I don't think I've set that expectation verbally. Like I haven't been communicating that well. So this is me doing that. So essentially, like going forward, like my streams are just going to be whatever I feel like doing that day. You know, is that terrible for discoverability and search engine optimization and Will it probably make the YouTube or whatever do worse? Probably, but we can't really go any lower than where we're at. So, why the fuck not? I know, again, for the most part, I do things. I do what I want on stream, but there are still a lot of areas where I have pushed myself to do things that I don't want to do just because I know what's good for this and that. Yeah, I'm just not. It's my stream. I'm not a professional. I average one viewer, I think. Hi, Dubs. So that's just kind of gonna be that. Hi. I don't know why chat isn't showing up on stream. Yeah, I don't know why your messages aren't showing up. Whatever. Yeah, honestly, that's gonna kind of be it for today. Like I said, I almost canceled like earlier just because I wasn't really feeling it. So I don't feel like playing anything today. I just wanted to come on and kind of talk and communicate and get those things out there. So, yeah. Like I said, starting next week, I'm gonna try going live an hour earlier just to see if that helps anything. If not, if it doesn't change anything, or if it ends up being a complete disaster, we'll just go back to how it is now. But otherwise, like, I'll still be streaming 3 days a week. It'll still be random fucking content. Just, yeah, I would treat stream more like each individual stream is like its own episode thing than any sort of series or connective tissue to anything. I know you want to leave. I know. We're going to be going soon. But I want you to say goodbye to everybody. So, yeah, that's just kind of it. I just wanted to get on today to let you guys know that and to say hi to Winter, apparently. No. Okay. Goodbye. Get your toe out of me.